Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Case file number 861, written by Vanishing, 619, The Mysterious Case of a Vanishing Passenger. Last night, I was online picking up people throughout the night for my rideshare gig, all the way to the early morning. One particular ride, I picked up two ladies. I greet the women, and they reply, and we alternate asking how the night has been and so on. The passenger directly behind me mentioned she just got out of a toxic relationship and had a few drinks, but she does not drink that often, so she could not keep up with her friends. I respond and wish her well. Her friend chimes in and she thanks me. I can make out both silhouettes of the ladies in my rearview mirror, but I can clearly see the passenger behind me through my side view mirror and because of outside lighting from the streetlights. The two passengers are making indistinguishable conversation. I also have my stereo playing in only the front speakers to give passengers that do not want to chat a little bit more privacy and quiet, while I still get music to get me through long drives over dark nights. I make a follow-up question and get no response, so I leave the ladies to their mumbling conversation. I continue to drive, and the map is acting weird, to which I speak up and ask if I follow left or right up ahead because the navigation is showing contradictions. Again, I get no response, and at this point their conversation had stopped, which I assume they were both passed out or something. Finally, we get to the destination and I say, "Here we are, ladies, home and safe," with a bit of a volume in case they have been passed out. Both voices thank me, and the rear driver's side door is opened, and the ladies exit and thank me as well as wish me a good night. I wait for the ladies to clear the vehicle, and I only see one in sight who proceeds to walk in front of my vehicle towards her apartment that has a street driveway parking with a cement ramp off the sidewalk into the street. There was nothing else within 40 to 50 feet all around us as it was about 3 a.m. in a residential area, so I was just barely to the right side of the road. In a nutshell, I saw two women enter my car, I conversed in a group with two women with different voices, different tones. I could sense two other bodies sitting behind me, even the weight of two bodies shifting when making a turn. And then, at the destination, there was only one passenger. Hello folks, looks like my Santa hat arrived. Nice. Case notes for file 861. The Mysterious Case of the Vanishing Passenger. It seems like the anomalies start mid-ride, where you say that the conversation that you hear in the background sort of becomes muddied, and also you lose navigational ability, sort of like you're in a transitioning phase along the drive. Curious though, because if this was a case of quantum immortality, normally the transition is seamless, or if you do remember something, it's actually the death that you remember, which is kinda hard to gloss over, I would say. The one thing I can think of is if it is a seamless transition, and maybe it wasn't a death exactly, it was just some random spurt from the universe, I think there's a lag period if the universe you're going to is far away. I think the closer it is, the more seamless it'll feel because it's just instantaneous basically. But if the universe you're going to is far away, then there's a time lag that creates this muddied effect. It might even explain the period of transition where people are stuck in limbo, in worlds where no one exists at all. They're like in a temporary server that would be eliminated after their transition. This would indeed explain why there was only one girl at the end. There were two in the original universe, and then just one in the new universe. Creepy file number 69, written by Lazang, Unwanted Visitors. We moved into a suburban house in the southern US a few years back. When the pandemic hit, I found myself working remotely. It was great since I spent more time with my family and didn't have to spend 2 hours in traffic each day. However, being home a majority of my week exposed me and my family to a variety of strange encounters that have only escalated throughout the years. Early in the world event, we got a knock on the door mid-morning. I was in the meeting, but I heard my partner open the door. I could tell by the voice it was our next-door neighbor, an older woman who lived alone. She was in the process of moving and had stopped by every day or so to give us a few odds and ends that she didn't want to take with her. However, within seconds, my partner called my name with a worried tone. I excuse myself from the meeting and head over to our landing, which is open to the front door below. Both my partner and the neighbor look slightly panicked. Neighbor says there's a strange man sitting on our back wall. What do we do? For context, my house is on a greenbelt. There's about 500 yards of woods and field until you hit a 4-lane road and a small shopping plaza. Our back wall is smooth, concrete, and about 6.5 feet high. The ground on the greenbelt side is sloped, which ends up making the wall about 7 feet high in effect on the greenbelt side. A taller person with considerable effort could probably scale it. I initially think there's no way someone is up on the wall right now, but sure enough, as I run downstairs and look through the backsliding glass door, there's a middle-aged man smoking a cigarette with both feet hanging onto my yard. He's kind of lazily staring at the back of mine and my neighbor's houses. My adrenaline starts to kick in. My kid's swing set and toys are in the backyard. I hate confrontation, but I seem to be automatically moving to open the back door. My partner asks what I'm doing. I open the door and step out onto the porch and start walking across the yard. As I get closer, I can tell the guy is bugging out and probably homeless. He notices me when I get about 6 feet from him. I'm trying to stay calm and not escalate. "Hey man, what are you doing up here?" He gestures around him. "Enjoying the view." I interrupt. "Yeah, you gotta get down and go somewhere else." He just kinda stares at me and swings a leg over the other side but stays put. "Please, get the hell off my property," I say more forcefully this time, trying to hide any wavering in my voice. Yeah, okay." He slides the other leg around and jumps down, disappearing from view. Never saw this person again, thankfully. A few months later, I'm working from home. My partner and kid are gone, so I'm alone. There's a knock at the door. Usually I ignore them unless I'm expecting someone. Most of the time it's either Amazon or a solicitor. They usually knock once and then take off. However, this person leans onto the doorbell and knocks again. Annoyed, I leave the office to go see who it is. I make my way to the door and I can hear a muffled conversation taking place on the other end before I can look through the people. I look and see 4 people all dressed like they're heading to a business lunch. 2 men in their mid-20s, an older man, and a young woman towards the back that couldn't have been more than 20, maybe 21. I slowly open the door out of curiosity, and the older man immediately gets uncomfortably close and starts speaking forcefully in a language I don't understand. It takes my brain a moment to catch up. I can't understand," I start to say. He pauses and asks in English, "You can't speak Russian?" "No." Then there's a long moment where we kind of stare at each other. He looks like he doesn't believe me. Glaring, "Where is the nearest Russian church?" he asks, while the others stand silently behind him. I have no clue. I genuinely have no idea if such a thing exists in the southern US. He thanks me and then they all walk back to their nondescript sedan and take off. They did not stop at any other houses on the street. Case notes for the creepy file number 69. Unwanted visitors. I mean, the first part about the homeless man seems pretty benign overall, just some guy chilling out. Maybe homeless? I would have been cautious as well and definitely want him to leave. The second story is indeed more hilarious. Kind of reminds me sort of the story I read where there were a group of 4 people trying to sell vacuum salesmen, the Kirby vacuum salesman. In this case, it's just a group of very professional, faithful, devout Russian men. What a weird thing where these people are knocking on doors and they have a lot of character, I guess you could say. Yeah, those are my notes for tonight. I hope everyone's enjoying the festive times. I know I'm playing a lot of holiday music myself. Always gets me in the mood. Can't wait for Christmas. Gotta set up my tree. If you'd like to get me a present, just leave a like on the video. It'll help a lot. Thanks.